Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and well, it's not super obscure or that miniature, but you know what? I have to admit, I had a lot of fun. I painted up some of the bad guys from the Heroes of the Grid game, and I enjoyed myself so much that I had to go and actually buy the game. That's like one of the ultimate recommendations that as a big hobby nerd I can really give, but also the fact that this box, this is the most recent expansion, and I could tell you nothing about the game. I eventually will try it if I get it, but just looking at the box cover, this is a lot of the stuff that I can remember seeing. I know Kirimange, I don't remember what it is. The Animal Kung Fu one. I can remember when a lot of this stuff was on. I know that's from Gal Ranger. This dude's from Magi Ranger. I have no idea. You don't look familiar. Or him. But the fact that you got a bunch of cool looking bad guys, I'm already in seventh heaven. So this is kind of a cool set because, number one, you get all the bad guys, but then you get the good guy versions of them as well. And you can see the dude from Magi Ranger here with his wolf armor. This is a big box, too. Wasn't his name Loki? I think it was Loki in Gal Ranger. So you can see here we've got our heroes. We've got... Oh, cool. We actually have a bunch of foot soldiers. These are the guys from Geki Ranger. That's what I'm thinking. Geki Ranger was the Kung Fu animal ones. Those are the bad guys from that. Because they look like kind of Kyonshi Kung Fu dudes. So we have our Nemesis... We got our boss figure and monster. I have no idea how to play the game. That's okay. Zenaku. That is the wolf dude. Then there's the hero version of our Geki Ranger friend. And the Wolf Zard, or whatever it's called. I don't remember. I don't know. I did see that there's going to be another couple expansions already coming out. Or at least pre-orders going up for them if they're not already available. Deck builders. Deck builders. Power Ranger RPG. Okay. Speaking of G.I. Joe, I want to say there's an actual G.I. Joe game with a similar system. Just kind of cool. Alright, what do we got here? Big tiles. Paijiao Academy. Paijiao? I suck at Chinese. Jungle Karma Pizza. Isn't that from like I think that's Jungle Fury, the Gal Ranger. I don't even know which one that is. Okay. Well, we got some tiles at least. I'm sure those are cool and expand the game. Cards. I do believe there are some new Megazord super robot things that are included with the game. Let's take a look at the figures. There's also cards, but, cards are cards. Let's leave that to the board game people. So, your hero figures... I mean, the sculpt's pretty decent. It's not groundbreaking. It's definitely going to be something that's going to need some paint if that's what you're after, which I am. I'll do it. I don't mind. Let's get the camera better adjusted for... That blue is so dark you can't even see the details. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's the one downside, I think, to the board game colored plastic is sometimes it's really hard to see those details. Look at that droopy sword. That's going to need to get fixed. Of course, probably as soon as I put it back into the box, it's going to get messed up again anyway, so we'll see. I guess I'm just grabbing hero models. Looks like a Bokenger. I couldn't tell you any of the actual American names. I haven't seen any. Like I said, since the original show. I know that's Gal Ranger. I can recognize that. I think this guy is Geki Ranger also. This guy will look pretty cool, actually, once he's painted. Actually, I think most of them will look pretty cool once they're painted. And I think once I get the base game, I'm actually going to suck it up, and I'm going to try painting everything. It's been ages since I went all in on painting a game, but you know what? Why not? Let's give it a try. Alright. Set that down there. Okay. Here is the character that I'm not sure what he is exactly. He does have eyes, it seems, underneath that crazy spiral on his head. It'll be interesting, at least. Like I said, I think having these figures painted makes such a world of difference, because, I mean, they're all so colorful looking. The bad guy version. I guess I can match them up. We haven't seen you. Oh, here's Loki. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of the first ones. I thought this was the coolest looking character. Somewhere I've gotten an old, and I mean old, like 2001, 2002-ish old Super Sentai Daisukan encyclopedia thing. I'll have to bust that out one of these days. And I remember looking at that thinking, damn, that's a cool looking costume. So the fact that I can finally have him on the tabletop with his giant double-bladed boomerang Klingon-ish looking warblade. I'm jazzed about that. That's really cool. Okay, you go there, and you go with him. That's such a boring downgrade to just a silver jumpsuited. Should have kept his wolf form. Okay. I think you go together? I don't even know. I don't have all the hero guys out. Then there's this thing. I don't like the face. Face looks too big. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. The tentacles around the feet are interesting. And I think my second favorite is the bad guy version of our lion friend. It's like all in gold and black. I think that's going to look really neat painted up. And then we do have the minions. So here's the basic henchman. And again, it does give me very Kyonchi Chinese hopping vampire vibes with his straight arms, straight legs like that. And that's one of my major issues with these figures is everything is so stiff. The poses are very stiff. You can see he's very stiff. Some figures are better than others. Some figures, I mean, the stiffness, I think, doesn't really affect them. Some figures actually aren't that stiff, which is kind of nice to see. And then we have... Why does it keep shifting like that? That's funky. We have the elite henchman, you know, his typical kung fu pose. I feel like there were like 4 of them or something like that. Maybe it's my imagination. I know I saw episodes of Geki Ranger when it was on TV a long time ago. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to obviously do some reference searching. And before you guys get any wild ideas of mixing and matching these with regular tabletop models, it does bear mentioning the size issue. So grabbing some typical Games Workshop models, just to give you an idea, even the minions, although they are a little bit smaller, are still quite significantly larger than either typical human model from GW. Of course, with the bad guys, it doesn't matter so much, but I mean, the bad guys are epically scaled. The details, they're not bad. I did paint a couple of them from one of the villain expansions. And like I said, I think when things are painted, it makes a world of difference. So yeah, just imagine all that stuff except in color. I think it's going to make for a really fun game, and I think the colors and the vibrancy of stuff like Tokusatsu and, you know, Power Rangers and all that in general really kind of adds to the fun and the charm of it. So having it in just, you know, various shades of gray, I feel, does it a major disservice. At least the good guys are color-coded, but you know what? I'm going to have to fix that up too. So I'm looking forward to trying out the game, like I said, but these bigger expansions, you just get a ton of stuff to really mess around with, which is kind of cool. And as I said before, I'm actually really looking forward to painting these. I think especially the Ranger figures are going to be an interesting challenge. I've never attempted anything like that, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. So keep an eye on the channel. I will definitely have them in one of the eventual Monday videos. And if you didn't know that, every Monday, just about every Monday, give or take a few, very few exceptions, we always show off what we've been painting. So if you want to check those out, by all means, come and join us. We'll continue marching down that road, and I will be happy to show those off when that time comes. So, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.